to Words of Wisdom. It is the 1st of February. It is also a full moon day today, our snow moon, and I hope that I get a chance to see the moon tonight. Last night I did see the moon, and I did leave my window open a little bit, and my crystals have been beautifully charged. But what I'm going to do with this reading today is something a little bit different because it's the 1st of the month. I'm going to do pick a pile. So pick one or pick two, depending on how you feel, once I pull the Akashic Records Significator card, the main card. So you decide how you feel. And then what I've got alongside it is I've got our, we have got our Fairy Oracle, alongside the Spirit Song Tarot, and we have got our beautiful magical unicorn cards as the magic bait. We also got the tea leaf cards that are going to come out for each of the piles, and our rune. We're going to choose a rune card for each pile as well. So we'll have our guidance. The second pile is more a bit more of a witchy pile than a fairy pile, and we have got our beautiful and there's your full moon card, beautiful Witch's Litho Oracle, alongside the Cozy Witch Tarot, and the magic cards. The magic cards are going to be this one, to know your own magic. So that is the two piles, so you get to choose. Now, before I allow you to see the pile that you want to choose, what I want to just introduce to you is today, because we always have our chat, and it's so lovely that you're here. And if you've been watching me for the last couple of days, you will know that I've been significantly emotionally vulnerable. Today, it's turned. Today, I feel great. So the full moon energy for me really does start 2 days or so before the actual day of the full moon. Some people find that it happens after, that they find that they have their emotional scenario going on with moon magic. But me, it's 2 days before. I obviously had a couple of ups and downs, and we all know why. I've mentioned it in my previous reading, but you might have felt that as well. So I'm hoping that the energy is as high as I am, and we're going to get a really good guidance for the month of February in our piles. Whichever pile you choose, you'll have that guidance. That is my gift to you for February. So that is the plan. So I'm also then going to say, let us get our guidance from our calendar. What does the calendar say today? Great plans are not as good as practical actions. Now then, that is something that I've got to comment on, because that is the issue I have with my situation. It's all about plans and talk and words, and there's never action. And when we don't action something, what we do is we just undermine the value of the words we speak, the plans we make, the people we are. We undermine the plans that we've made or the words that we've spoken to the person that we've done it with, because there's no action, there's no follow through, there's no support. And it was very funny because I hadn't spoken to my sister-in-law for quite a while. Now, I have made a very tough choice to not chase, but to attract. It is something that I am really having to learn. And I'm not going to make arrangements with people unless they want to make arrangements with me, because I was always the one that did it all. And if I didn't phone my sister-in-law, I didn't hear from her. But anyway, today I got the lovely phone call from her. And she literally we were chatting, and she said, we must get together. I said, absolutely, that would be wonderful. She said, I said, but you've got to say, because your calendar, you're the one that works weekends and things. As soon as I get off the phone, she said, I will send you my availability with my dates, and we'll see. So she did. So I answered. So we have now booked a date, which is fantastic, in the month of February. We're actually going to get to see each other, and I love her dearly. I have known her for 30 years, and even though I'm no longer with her brother, she and I are still good friends. and we both had very similar experiences. So interesting. So great plans are not as good as practical actions. Make the practical action for yourself. Don't just promise yourself something, action it. Really do that. Another example I will give you and share with you today, my dear friends, is that I have had this podcast idea in my mind, and I haven't actually followed through. And then today I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it because I can really link it into something else, an event that I'm doing with the students. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I just reached out. And already one of the people I reached out to has come back and said, lovely, I'd love to have a chat with you. So my podcast is imminent, my friends. I will make sure that I get more platform to be able to speak words of wisdom, to be able to have guidance and help and share and network and support for other people and myself. So it is about really concentrating in on that. And it just took an hour, a moment in my day, in my time this morning, that I just did it. And I thought, right. And there we go, you know, the energy starts to turn and I feel great and I'm in a good place and I'm going to have a beautiful full moon and I'm going to do this pick a card with you guys. And it's not my biggest comfort zone, but I'm going to do it. I'm only doing 2 cards, but I'm doing it. And, you know, I'm just really making a change. I've drawn my new boundary, that line in the sand. I know where it is. I know why it is. I know what I've got to do. I literally practically drew it in the ground when I was going for my walk today. I went like this. So you might want to do this. I drew a line and I said, there's the boundary I'm really comfortable with now. And I was really proud of myself and I really have done that. But here is where it has to be now. And in between those 2 lines is no man's land. And I was still sitting in no man's land, waiting. And the minute somebody came along, I was, oh, there we are. No longer in no man's land. I am in the land that I need to be in, my land, my choice. If you don't come to me in my land and my choice, there's no man's land. There's no waiting land. There's no place where I'm hanging about, hoping and waiting and pretending to myself that this boundary up ahead was the one that was I kept. No, I moved the boundary. So no man's land is gone. So great plans are not as good as practical action. Say goodbye to yesterday's decadence. Say goodbye to it. It's gone. Yesterday's emotional roller coaster up and down, it's gone. It's gone. I don't need it. It was past. It served its purpose. It helped me. And I really did get help. It was amazing. I had such amazing guidance. And I value that so much for my spirit team. So here I am. And this is today. And this has been so far a wonderful day. Lovely day. And we're going to do this beautiful reading together. So it's time for you to pick your pile. Right. So we have the Akashic Tarot. And we already had one card that just happened to appear right here by the left. So we're going to leave him. And we're going to ask for one more card as guidance for the month of February. Guidance for the month of February. One more card, please. One more card. And if a card comes out, great. Otherwise, I shall just select one. Okay. Right. I am going to select one. It's going to be that one. All right. Okay, that's it. That is what we've got. We have got number 22, Adsum. That is Adsum, and that is with our Witches Tarot, our Cozy Witches Tarot, with these beautiful Witches Litho Oracle and our Do You Know Your Own Magic. And we have this one that came out, Up in the Air. There it is again. Up in the Air, number 18. And that has come out with next to our beautiful fairy oracle. our Spirit Song Tarot, and our beautiful Unicorn Oracle deck. So, pick your pile. Number 1, up in the air. Number 2, add some. Welcome to pile number 1. You chose up in the air. Okay, why you chose it? Think about that. Why did you choose this card? Was it 18, the number? Did it have some significance to you? Is it the fact that 1 and 8 is 9? And 9 is right before completion. Okay, and we are on this journey at the minute where we have this last little bit that I talk about all the time, that we are trying to make sure that we get everything ready. Did it resonate with you because with the full moon today on the 1st of February, we have got to make sure that we are completing things. We are getting rid of the dead wood. We are really trying to focus in on our goals and our beliefs and our path, our journey. Is it the fact that it is this balloon and there is something that is up in the sky, high above you, that is just waiting to come down, waiting to be served to you? So what is it that made you think about this card? Okay, so from an Akashic record point of view, we are going to read this. We had this come out actually the other day. Do you remember? If you watch me regularly, this did come out, and it was a very significant card for me at the time because I was going through my problem. And basically, if I remember rightly, it is about the fact that there is something that is there. You can't yet see. You don't know. It's about being in the knowing in the unknown. It's about being patient. It's about waiting for this to arrive. It's about drawing in this energy. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you. It is a major significator card. It is a major arcana. A man and a woman gaze with anticipation at the hot air balloon in a bright blue sky. The balloon flies high above the hills and the contents of the balloon's basket are hidden from view. During this time of your life, there are aspects of an important situation that seem hidden to you. You may feel a strong, almost urgent desire to know how it's going to turn out. You can connect with your spirit guides and the Akashic records and ask for a little insight. But there are elements that are unknown and at this time unknowable. There is too much about this situation that is still up in the air. This could be due to the influence of others who are undecided. Or some events may not have yet come to pass, or unexpected discoveries are yet to be made. Trust is the only way for you now. If you push too hard to know or to influence the outcome, you might push that outcome away. Let go of all urgency and give the situation to your higher infinite self, who will take care of it all. Time is required to know more about this matter, and time doesn't matter to your eternal self, whose power and love are always with you. For now, and indeed forever, what else do you need? Nothing but trust, the deepest knowing that all you seek will be revealed to you in the right time. So that is very important because we chose this card as pile number 1 for the month of February. What is going to be coming for us? What guidance do we have for the month of February? So if the guidance is already there, right, of this knowing, okay, of having to be trusting, it's quite important to recognize that, isn't it? So something is not going to be revealed necessarily for us right now. But what we are going to ask then is for the guidance for February as we did, and see what Spirit wants us to know. What is it that we can work on, or we can know that is coming up? The practical actions, let's say that, the practical actions that we would very much like to know. So let's ask for a rune for guidance for the month of February. We know that we can only use our trust. We're not going to know anything more. Right. So Othala has come out, and Othala is what is truly important to one. What is truly important to you? So this month may be something about you are going to know that something has got to change for that really important something to happen, isn't it? We've got to trust in our journey. We've got to keep working on ourselves. Othala is also about inheritance and about family. So maybe it's about strengthening those bonds with family that we need to consider. All right, let us see what our fairies are going to tell us. Pile number 1. Oh, we know we've got to trust, and we can't know exactly what it is. There's a surprise. There's something that just isn't ready. But what can you give us guidance with, please, for the month of February, Spirit, that you can tell us about, for practical action, for help in obtaining our trust, maintaining the trust, not obtaining it, but maintaining trust and patience. Our family dynamics could be important, group order, but what is truly important to one? Okay, so Spirit, could we have a card, please? All right, okay. So the journey card has come out. All right, so this is what Spirit is saying. We are still very much on this cusp, ready for spring. I'm hearing it very clearly, seeing the bridge. It's still about this journey. So it's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. And I really feel very strongly about this, because there is something here that you don't know that's been hidden from you. And they're telling you that it could be literally like my phone call today from my sister-in-law, you know, like I just literally made contact with people to do with the podcast. You know, it might just literally, and it could be about travel. Somebody might actually need you to get, you sort your passport and get, so a journey, a travel, something maybe with your job, maybe it's something to do with family or an inheritance, or it could be anything like that. You will know when the time comes, but it certainly means that there's some sort of travel. And it's quite interesting how this is a balloon that is flying in the sky. I'm not saying you're going to go by balloon, but what I'm saying is there is definitely some sort of journey that is going to be on the cards for you in February. So look forward to that. And we've got the wait for winter. During the colder months, the Fairy Queen of Winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. So during this winter time and this last vestige of winter, this last little bit, you know, the snow moon is tonight. So it's still that depth of winter, that coldness, that harshness, that area where we are still almost hibernating, but we'll get preparing to come out. This is where you have been able to do your manifestation. This is where you have been able to ask for what it is that you want. Interesting how I talked about the boundary that I set, and that I had to then move that boundary because I realized I was actually very comfortable with this initial boundary, but I was still in a no man's land. And so I am not really going to be making a significant change. The harder one was another boundary, and I wasn't paying attention to that. And that's really what this is about now. So can you have this trust and faith in this final situation? If somebody had to say to you, you've got to get on a plane tomorrow and go, would you have the trust and faith that, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it, you know? Just like me with my podcast, because I was thinking, oh, I don't know, I'm still not sure. And well, I'm just going to ask Spirit to show me the way, to give me that faith. All right, our beautiful unicorns, can we have some guidance as well for the month of February? For the month of February, this beautiful journey. I'm going to ask Spirit with the tarot if they will let me know, and with the with the tea leaves card, if they'll let me know what it is about this journey, but I don't know whether they will, because they're saying it's something that is hidden from you for a purpose. All right, so we have got for guidance for the month of February for pile number 1, the unicorn portal. Focus your light and listen for a message. All right. Okay, so don't miss this opportunity. I'm hearing. Be ready for it. It is going to be a beautiful message. Very interesting. Let us see if we can get some tea leaf guidance. There was one. Beware of greed. Interesting. That came out straight away. No, that's far too many. Okay, let me just shuffle the other side. They're so big, these tea leaves, it's really difficult sometimes to shuffle them. That wanted to come out. Okay, that's it. All right. Let us get some guidance. Let us get some guidance. There is one more here that is actually turned over. Love. This is what it's about. Spirit is telling you. So there's something that you are either going to love, or it is about love. Okay, love in your life. But beware of greed. That's interesting. Beware of greed. The pig card. You've also got career. So love and career. You might love your career like I do. So something's been hidden from you, and it could be love and you'll love your career more. It could be a change in that. But there's a fair man, dealings or a relationship with a man with blonde, grey or white hair is going to be coming about on this journey, and a goal-orientated person. So he is going to be goal-orientated, which really does quite suggest a career person, someone who really loves their job, but maybe you're the same. Maybe you already know this fair man. Perhaps we can ask Spirit. A stubborn, aggressive person, a ram. And carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. So there's definitely a journey that's been confirmed. The stubborn, aggressive person. Interesting. This is very interesting. Beware of greed. I'm going to get my cosmic insight, and I'm going to ask Spirit, could we have some detail about this stubborn, aggressive person, please? Listen for a message. Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe you know this person. Stubborn, beware of greed. All my cards are actually all over the place. Let's try again. Earth. Oh, there we go. And giving me a little bit more detail. We'll work it out. Challenges. Make a decision. Work on inner healing. All right. So it's interesting how we had Othala, which I spoke about and said to you from a rune. Normally Othala is something to do with family, inheritance, that type of thing, but also about what is truly important to one. Okay, so there's been maybe some challenges that have been really difficult for you, and now you're at a point. I feel I need to say this because this is where I kept going on about this final stages and what have you. And the unicorn has said, listen for this message. So there is a journey. There is something about preparing for one. Maybe you have already know about this journey. It is going to be where you will meet this person, this fair man. Okay, or it could be a journey with this person. Love can come out of it. it also could be about your career. So you might be going on the journey and you might meet someone and fall in love with them. And it could be this journey is about work. Happens. Because interestingly enough, with this card up in the air, there are two people. So it could be a work colleague. I'm just saying, okay? I don't even know why I'm getting this, but it's coming to my mind, so I'm going to say it. It could be a work person. And it could be that this person that you meet, this dealings or relationship with this man, who is a very goal-orientated person as well, because why I'm saying that is I feel like both of you are, because both of you are standing. It could be two people are standing, really looking at this balloon, really focusing their attention on this balloon. So there has been maybe inner healing from both people, you and another person. You could be the earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or this person could. Now, an earth sign often is someone that has got stability, but also, you know, Taurus can be a little bit stubborn, all right? So you might find that maybe you've been dealing with this person and you thought them as stubborn. Maybe they are, but maybe there's this inner healing, this challenge between you will work out. The pig with beware of greed. I feel like maybe that is something to do with where you work. Maybe it's something to do with, you know, I don't know why sales is coming to mind, but that's what I'm hearing. But I really feel like, you know, when we think about waiting for winter, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes. Leo can be quite a stubborn. Leo can be quite stubborn. Leo can also be quite over the top in a shadow energy. So maybe there is something here. I'm just putting my battery on. Something here that you're feeling is very much part of something that you've got to let go of. Maybe your boundary, you know. So I'm just, because I talked about it, and great plans are not as good as practical actions. So possibly if you think that maybe you could do something and you're not actually doing it for the highest good, because I think we read that it's got to be for your highest good and for the highest good of all. You've always got to think of it. Maybe that is something that has been an old pattern of yours that you are really working on and trying to change. And perhaps this person as well, because of the target, you know, target and sales can really bring out greedy people. So I don't know why I'm going with this, but there we are. This is what I am feeling, and it is something you will know if it's resonated. So if you've chosen this card, a journey, yes, pack your passport. It could be to do with work, where you will find this person who's also very goal orientated and very much part of that. Maybe works with you, maybe works for another part of the company. Maybe it's just that they do the same as you do. You might go to a convention or a conference and this person is there. But love is definitely something that is going to be around. Now, February, Valentine's Day, February is a month of love. So I'm hearing love you, though. You know, make sure that this boundary is because you love you. So possibly that's what is something that is going to come up, and it's just going to make you realize something. And it's something that's been hidden from you. So perhaps it will be like me. You've been in no man's land, waiting for things and looking at the wrong things. All right, well, let's have some confirmation for the month of February, please, from the Spirit Song Tarot. Okay, we have the Five of Acorns, which is a challenge and growth. Okay, challenge and growth. Beautiful. Anything else, please, Spirit, for the month of February? Persistence and new possibilities with the ladybug. And ladybugs are significant symbols of luck. So that's quite interesting. New possibilities. Maybe this fair man will bring about those new possibilities for you. And, you know, it is going to be something that you're going to favor. All right, that's it. I'm not doing any more of that, so that's lovely. We have got the Queen of Shells, peace and compassion. We have the Five of Crystals, persistence and new possibilities. We have got the Nine of Feathers, perspective and self-empowerment. And the Five of Acorns, challenge and growth. Interesting, self-empowerment. When we think about our journey, you know, you are working really hard on yourself, on this last part of this journey, of this, you know, winter. What is it that you feel is truly important to you? Make a decision, work on inner healing. And so self-empowerment comes from that. And maybe the idea of loving yourself enough to put that boundary up when greed starts raising its ugly head in your situation. Perhaps that's something that you are going to recognize, and maybe it is because of the type of career you are in. You know, it happens. It definitely happens. Let's have a little read. So Queen of Shells. The Queen of Shells is a channeler of love. Seal's heart holds a well of deep wisdom. She moves through life with the gift of her inner voice to keep her balanced in the ebb and flow of emotion. A natural healer, Seal thrives in harmony and peace, approaching all situations in a diplomatic manner. It is Seal's nature to care for those around her, and she intuitively knows when someone needs comfort. Love drives her action. There's confirmation, love. And she comes ashore to remind you that joy and pleasure are yours for the taking, just as it is for the giving. Submerge into the waters of emotional integrity and let yourself feel deeply. Feelings born from the pure essence of the heart bring life to yourself and others. So, when we think about the month of February and all the love that is around, it is about having that love for yourself, love for who you are, and love for other people. And maybe this significant situation that you can't quite see is about meeting the right person now, about seeing this relationship or dealings with this person that will bring about a lot of love, a lot of compassion, a lot of happiness and joy for you. And it could be in your career. So you take what resonates from that, okay? That is beautiful. We've got the Five of Crystals. Where are my crystal cards? Feathers, crystals. So the Five of Crystals, a guardian of wishes with the ladybug. Okay. The main words are persistence and new possibilities. A guardian of wishes fulfilled, Ladybug delivers luck and protection. She's savvy in illuminating the spirit during times of stress and worry. So Ladybug is your guide in designing a path of newfound happiness. Love. Newfound happiness. But realign yourself with what you need to in order to move upward and onward. Boundary. And new opportunities will present themselves. Take time to review what you want in life and believe that you can achieve it. So remember, we talked about these heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. So as long as it's not about being too greedy and making sure that we make sure that everybody is happy, this stubbornness maybe of yourself is something that needs to be released now, thrown away, cut out. Okay, if that is you, you will know. Five of Acorns. The Five of Acorns is about challenge and growth. But this one came out in reverse, okay? So when misunderstandings arise, consider seeking advice. Interesting. Maybe that's what that fair-haired man is going to give you. Patiently persist as the conflict will be overcome. Negativity, confrontation, setbacks, and strife. So when we think about maintaining our goals, our targets, is possibly about, you know, really that boundary, setting that boundary. You know, don't allow that limitation anymore. Okay, be that challenge you've got to overcome. I've got to do it. So it is definitely there on the table. It's the energy right now. So you will know if this resonates with you. I hope I'm making sense with pile number 1. And then we've got 9 of Feathers. So the 9 of Feathers in reverse. There it is there. It's about perspective and self-empowerment. Experiencing the full spectrum of your emotions will bring release and repair. Know that this too shall pass. Fantastic reading for the full moon day. Okay, it's incredibly on point. So don't fear, don't doubt. Remember, we talked about this, having that trust. So really right now, you know, this stubbornness, you know, this aggressiveness, this emotional situation that you're feeling is maybe something inside you, this old patterning that you really do need to now release, overcome it, experience those emotions, lean into it. I had to do it for 2 days. Okay, focus your light and listen to this message. That's what the Unicorn Portal is all about right now for you. Wow, 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 wow. So pile number 1, I think that is very clear. I'm going to get you a intuitive whisper card as well, just for the month of February, based on what we have on our table. Make a decision, work on your inner healing. And there it is, 1 next step. Here we go, 1 next step. Take it, do it, believe in it. Maybe it's something that this journey, pack your bag, get your passport, go, is literally going to be so out of the blue that you've got to take this 1 next step in order for all of this challenge to be overcome. But 1 next step. Focus in every day. If it's not actually a physical journey, remember we talked about it as a journey, either physical or mental. So you overcome that, overcome it. All right. 1 next step, take it. And that, my friend, is pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Have a beautiful full moon day, but a wonderful, wonderful February. This is what you can expect. Love, a career boost, because there's targets here, but love in your career and career in your love. I don't know. You take what resonates. But this inner healing is going to come about now in February, and there's something that you've got to trust in the unknown right now. Take it, leave it, and enjoy it. See you soon. Welcome, welcome. Pile number 2. You chose 2, 2, 2, 22, duality, harmony. You chose the card Adsum. Now, if you watch me, you might have heard me talk to you about Adsum before from the Akashic Records Tarot. And if you don't, and it's the first time you've seen me, why did you choose this card? Did you know what Adsum meant? Or was it the fact that it was 22, a magic number? Was it actually the pictures? Something drew you in, something made you consider it. So if we look at the pictures, we can see very clearly there is a person here with a book, with knowledge, but around her it figures that there's an angel, And there are other sort of ghostly sort of figures, spiritual figures, and it is about that spiritual connection. So you might very clearly, and there's somebody here bringing more books, more knowledge to this person. So is this why you chose this card? I'm going to read it to you, and then we are going to get our the rest of the cards out, and we'll go through the readings. So pile number 2, here we go. 22 is also a major arcana. Pile number 1 had a major arcana as well, so it's very important. Big shift, big change. You've chosen this card. A candle casts light. I'll hold it for you, actually. A candle casts light on the open book held by a young woman sitting at a desk. Her eyes are drawn to the side as if she were distracted from her reading by a curious thought or someone nearby. She is surrounded by several people, many of whom are somewhat translucent and glowing. An angel bends and whispers, "Adsum, I arrive. I am here. I attend you." Adsum is a single word that has many, many meanings. First, it affirms your own strength and focus in the present. You can use it as a command word whenever you find yourself distracted from what's at hand. Say, "Adsum, I am here," and feel yourself attend to the situation or person before you. The word also declares your arrival at your goals and all your wishes coming true. Say, "Adsum, I arrive," and take a moment to see yourself reaching your goals absolutely. Whenever you get this card, know that you're on your way to the results you seek with the help of others and the glorious help of Spirit. This card also reminds you to be assured that no matter what's happening in your life, Spirit is always here for you. They reach out to you, sharing their light and power and serving you in every way. From the least to the highest, from grandma to the divine, an eternal community attends you. Say Adsum and take some time to attend them too. You can act on your promise to God as Spirit lifts you upon their shoulders. You are present for each other, and together you arrive at your dreams. And it's very apt that we had that message. Great plans are not as good as practical actions. So, practical action for February. What can we expect? What is the guidance, please? You know, we often, as I said in the very beginning, spend time talking and not actually doing the practical application and following through on our words. And that really does not sit well. I can't pick up the Positive Vibe book. It fell out and it doesn't want me to pick it up. There is something there that it wants me to know, but I don't know what is yet, so we'll just leave it at that. So, Season of the Witch Litho. Can we please have some guidance? I had my beautiful amethyst that I charged last night, which will be charged again tonight. Wow, looks beautiful outside actually. Amethyst, of course, is about the third eye. So about intuition, your intuitive knowing. And when we feel a little bit confused or when we feel a little bit uncertain, you know, we can often come out of balance. We need to stay in balance. And in order to be able to do that, we have to trust and have faith in our guidance. And using the word Adsum can often be a way in which that can put us back into our balance. And certainly we receive guidance. And you need to see that guidance. Right. So here we go. Let us ask for the month of February for pile number 2, what can we have guidance with? What is happening? What can we expect? What can we have guidance with, please, Spirit? Oh, that's interesting. Right. Herb crafting. Number 17. Allow your roots to dive into the depths. Your spirit calls for grounding. Very interesting how we have number 22, which is about harmony, balance, unity. So very clear that Spirit will want you to spend grounding. You need to make sure this month that you are remaining grounded. There's a beautiful butterfly in this picture here, and she's busy crafting. She's doing her thing, herb crafting, collecting herbs. We're going to read about it. But the butterfly often is a symbol of transformation, change, flying away. We can't do that unless we are ready, unless Spirit sees that we are ready. And being grounded absolutely helps us remain steady. I'm asking for one more card because we want two cards for February, please. What else can we have as guidance for February, please, Spirit, please? There it is. We have the Green Witch, number 12. No one decision is insignificant. The act of intentionality calls to you. So setting our intentions right now, especially with the full moon today, very important for you. Okay, so being grounded, okay, being able to, root chakra could be very important for you right now. Being grounded and having intention that we, you know, the act of it, of intention, calls to us. So if we are saying something, we need to action it. Don't not action what you are saying. But let's have a little read. Number 17. Interesting, it opened to the horse. Okay, so allow your roots to dive into the depths your spirit calls for grounding. So the key words are gratefulness, grounding, and connecting with the earth. You are receiving this card because you are being called to get grounded. Energy is always moving around you and has an effect, and it can take its toll if you aren't careful. You could find yourself being swept away by the hustle and bustle of other people's emotions. You might recognize the signs of carrying stray energy in the form of intense feelings that do not seem to have an origin. The best way to reduce this influence is to ground your own energy, allowing you to find your roots and replenish your spirit. Spending time alone, especially in nature, is advised. If you are reading this now, it's likely you're an empath or a highly sensitive being who needs solitude to reconnect with your own energy. Being an empath is a wonderful gift, but like all things, must be exercised in moderation, because you are not just picking up energy from others, they are also taking energy from you. Too much of this exchange can cause you to feel depleted, depressed, and anxious, blocking you from achieving your own goals and attaining positive well-being. Additionally, pulling this card means you are not ready to receive the answer to your question. Your spirit is too depleted at this time and needs to be repaired before making any additional attempts to move forward. Consider working with herbs to get more balance. Now, this is really interesting because the Green Witch, green is often depicted as the color of the earth. We often say people have green fingers when they're growing things. So very important. And this witch is holding, arrangement of flowers. And it could very well be herbs. But it's important to recognize that you are in this last stage of winter. The snow moon is that cold, harsh last winter moon before spring equinox. It's going to feel like we're coming out of hibernation very soon. But at the moment, we are still having to really recognize that things that we are planting, seeded, are not going to come up into anything at this time. And if you are worrying about that, if you need help with understanding what you should intentionally put as an intention, ask for your guidance. Make sure that you keep that very much a grounding exercise. Mother Gaia is very much playing a role with us right now in terms of our spirituality, our journey. Every morning I say good morning to Mother Gaia. Every day I walk out in nature. I love my nature walks. I love walking. Yesterday I could cry. Yesterday I could, talk. I do my affirmations out in the woods. I love being able to take my shoes off, not now because it's really cold and wet. But if you can do that, if you're in a beautiful place where you can go and walk on a beach and take your shoes off, do so. If you can walk in woods with no shoes on, do so. If you can feel that earth, ground yourself right now. This is an important practice. Grounding can be done in many ways. You should consistently ground, preferably daily, and walk, especially when working with magical workings and spiritual practice. This grounding practice is simple and effective. While standing or sitting, raise both your arms to the sky with your pointer fingers out. Imagine your fingers illuminating with a brown light, almost like dirt. Trace this light around you by bringing your arms back down, circling from the top to the sides and then to the bottom, fingers still pointed. Once your fingers are pointing down, shoot the light into the earth. Travel with it as far as you can and find a place to tie the light with, like a bow or a shoelace. Then slowly take a few slow deep breaths and pull, and feel the pull coming in from the core of the earth. Release any tension, stress, worry and fear into this thread of light, giving it to the earth. Make sure to thank the earth and carry on with your day. And it's interesting that Adsum is a thank you, is a Adsum, I am here, Adsum, I serve you. You know, make sure you are definitely feeling that energy right now as we go through into this new stage of our journey. Okay, so this is why you've been called to pile number 2. Very good. Number 12, the Green Witch. Keywords are consequences of your actions, mindfulness, and interconnectedness. So a Green Witch is in tune with nature. There we are. Sensing the connection between herself and all living things. She speaks to plants, animals, the skies and rivers, hearing their guidance and sorrows, taking just enough for her needs, while bringing awareness to the ways humans have negatively impacted the planet. I think I've mentioned to you how I've walked around and I've been so incensed of the destruction they've wrought in my beautiful woods with their tractor and their cutting. Knowing how she treats the earth is reflected in how she treats herself, and how she treats herself is likewise mirrored in the entire collective consciousness. Green Witch is here to remind you to be mindful of the consequences of your energy. The words you speak, the way you view yourself and others, as well as the actions you take, have an impact on all of humanity. If you're cruel to someone, that person may go on to harm themselves or others. If you hide your light from the world because of low self-worth or shame, then you rob others of the chance to love and appreciate the gifts you were sent here to share. What you say and do matters, even if you can't see the immediate cause and effect of your choices. And what you don't say and the ways you don't show up also have consequences. So great plans are not as good as practical actions. So you do need to show up for yourself, I'm hearing. Show up for others. And it was interesting because in Power 1 I was talking about how, you know, my sister-in-law has rung me out of the blue and you know, normally she's so busy and I'm like, okay, well, we'll get together soon. And we never do because days go into weeks and weeks go into months. And she said, no, I'm going to look at my calendar. I said, you do that. You tell me when you're available. She did, and we made a plan. We've actually got a date booked in the calendar in February. What a great time. Lovely. Something to look forward to. So really do look at your practical actions now, and from a grounded perspective, I'm hearing. From a grounded perspective. Right, I'm going to also, let's have a little look and see if our runes can give us guidance as well. Oh, what is the rune for this, please? In February, pile number 2, about grounding. Oh, you've got 2. All right. You've got algaes, protection, a shield, the protective urge to shelter oneself, defense, warding off of evil, shield, guarding, connection with the gods, awakening a higher life. And isn't it funny how the grounding technique was about standing, pointing up to the sky and bringing in brown light and putting it around you? And doesn't that look similar? But also, doesn't that look like a tree that has shed all its leaves and it's just standing there, a young tree? And we're talking about grounding. So really think about this awakening for yourself into this higher life, into this next stage. We've also got Berkana. Now, Berkana is a feminine rune. And again, Berkana has two points to it. Can you see? That are balanced points. So birth, general fertility, both mental and physical and personal growth. And we're talking about grounding. We're talking about these last points of winter. We're talking about plants and herbs. And, you know, this is something that maybe you'd like to start doing that, planting things. Maybe you're a gardener yourself, whatever resonates with you. But this is also about regenerative power, liberation, and light of spring, renewal, promise of new beginnings. Oh my goodness, and new growth. That is incredible. How beautiful that those runes have literally, I'm just blown away with that, actually. Right, let's get a magic card. Believe in our magic. Believe in our magic. Please give us guidance for February. Our magic in February. This is a magical reading so far. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Birth, regeneration, fertility, growth. Right. Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. It's time for that change. Absolutely. It's time for that change. Don't be afraid to sing. I love that. I love this. It's almost like there's three mermaids all together, and they're looking all up at this spaceship that is flying high. That is so lovely. Okay, number 43. 4 and 3 is 7. Okay, let's have a look. 43. Is it the last? I think it's the last. No, second last card. You've been made to believe that your voice, that your unique point of view in this world isn't worth very much. Let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. Your words are worth all the stars in the night sky. So don't forget to sing whenever you have the chance. Your voice is powerful enough to sink a dozen spaceships. Oh, okay. That's very important. That's very lovely. You know, allow your roots to dive into the depths. Your spirit calls for grounding. So we've gone from the stars above to the grounding within. It's like that balance is very, very important for you this month. Okay, very strong balance. Maintaining your focus, I'm hearing. Trusting in your path. Okay, right. We're going to ask the tea leaf cards for some guidance as well for February, based on what is on our table. So can we please have some guidance? I actually split this in the first pile because it's so difficult. I'm going to split it again. It's really difficult sometimes to shuffle. Right, straight away they come out, you see. There's one there. Can we have guidance for February, please? Beautiful. February. There we go. Okay, that's a lot. Let us just have a look at this one. If there's anything that wants to come out here. On top of add some. This one wants to come out as well. On top of add some. Oh, that's enough. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. And we've got one on the floor. Okay, so romance is in the air, my friend. Beautiful. Lovely. Balanced, grounded. What is coming in February? And it was funny, in pile number 1, we also had love. And February is a month of love, you know, and maybe that's what you've been calling in. So romance is in the air. We've also got deep personal strength and peace that assures success that is coming for you this month. And it's very beautiful, these two cards. I'm going to just leave them by Adsum, but Adsum is about that spirituality, you know, this guidance and support and protection that you have. So deep personal strength and peace ensures success in romance, success in your life. We have angels, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. There it is, confirming Adsum. That is so beautiful. Let me see the two cards that jumped on top. Be careful, do not take risks, and the moon changes in your life. Right, so be careful, do not take risks. I think right now, you know, we're thinking Algiz is the rune of protection as well. So you are being protected from anything maybe that you feel is maybe clawing at you, is maybe going to pull you off. I think it's because we are being really told in pile number 2 to stay grounded, to remain in your balanced state. Don't let anything knock you off your pathway right now. We have got a secret admirer. Romance is in the air, my friend. And you have a secret admirer. We also have pin, a new job, career. Perhaps take that, what resonates for you, pile number 2. It could be all of it, but a new job, that is beautiful. In your a new career, a new job. Maybe that's where the secret admirer might meet you. We have a dog close up, pleasure with a close friend. And that's so lovely because it came out on top of this little card with the 3 mermaids all holding hands and singing. So close friendships at the minute is probably a beautiful way of keeping your vibration nice and high. We have a fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. And it's interesting how it came with this, you know, there's this claw that came with add some. So you might, and when I showed you the add some card, I did mention about this person that's coming with lots of books here for this, for this, you know, for this person sitting here with this book. And maybe there's someone in your work environment. Perhaps they, I don't know, maybe they, well, you are protected anyway, but there are going to be some changes in your life. It's going to be romance and career, maybe a new job offer, but perhaps this person might give you a lot of work to do and try and keep you. Maybe they might make you a counter offer. You might find that, but you definitely have resourcefulness. You are shrewd, you know your job. But this is why I'm getting to this point of maybe you are going to have this sort of, someone's going to try and headhunt you. Scissors, disappointment in some affair. Maybe that's why you change your job. Perhaps you'll be very disappointed in this person that offers you and won't. Maybe they won't offer you the counterbalance, but you are definitely going to be in for a change. And scissors are real significant to cutting something out, cutting something off, changing something. We've also got rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross, and chain of events that will affect your life. So you are in for some big change. You know, this I feel like, you know, this chain of events, one thing after another, is going to suddenly make a huge impact, but in a good way, because you are protected. And don't forget that you you know, there's a spaceship in this picture high above. There's something that is going to be very, I mean, a spaceship. That's amazing. You know, it's going to be, oh, wow, surprise, something very different. Let us ask the Cozy Witch Tarot for a little bit more detail for the month of February, please. About the chain of events, maybe might be able to give us a bit more detail. The changes in our life in February. Could we have some more detail, please? Spirit, what are the changes in our life? What can we expect in February, please? What can we expect in February, please, Spirit? What can we expect, please, Spirit? Okay, I think that will be it. Yes. Okay, all right. So the first card that came out, okay, on top of resourcefulness and shrewdness, is the High Priestess. When in doubt, your first gut feeling can always be trusted. So I have this sort of picture that here you are, happily enjoying life, being told to maintain your focus and being balanced and what have you, and something could try to pull you off that. You are in your peace and your strength, and you're resourceful, and but something's going to maybe change that, shift that. A bit of disappointment. It could be this other person that you work with. It could be the fact that you were waiting maybe for compensation, an increase, a job role. Something's going to shift, and you are going to intuitively, you're going to be guided away. The moon changes in your life. There's going to be something that is going to change, and you are protected with this, so don't worry about it. We've got the toxic witches. Be cautious of those who take more than they give. So even though there's romance in the air, perhaps these perhaps these people might actually try and put you off this love, this romance, this situation. I don't know. Let's have a look. We've also got the Three of Swords. It's okay to cry. So it could be this change. And, there she is leaving with all the books. And she's got a broken heart, and she's sort of packed her case, and she's on her way. I'm going to read them to you. And we have the Queen of Swords over here. Don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. So here's that voice again. Your voice. Don't be afraid to sing. So speak up for yourself. I talked about boundaries. And it's interesting how great plans are not as good as practical action. So you can speak and threaten and say, and maybe you've been doing it a long time. Maybe you've been speaking about it, maybe it's time for the change. And something is going to really give you that push, possibly. We're going to read that, and I'm going to get the cosmic insights. If I can find my book, just to get a bit more insight into it for you. So the High Priestess is a major arcana, number 2. Interestingly, for pile number 2, being grounded, draped in the aura of secrecy and mystery, the High Priestess seems like the kind of woman who just knows things. And while that may be the case, she wants you to know that she's a normal human being like you and me. Truth is, all of us have our own intuitive abilities. And interesting how we're talking about intuition and amethyst. So, truth is, all of us have our own intuitive abilities, though some of us don't know how to recognize them, while some of us actively choose to ignore them for the sake of our own comfort. You may be in a position where you would benefit from learning to recognize and use yours. Some say the trick is to go with the very first instinct. So what is yours telling you right now? Actions, practical actions. And add some is here. Add some, I will serve you. Add some, I'm here for you. Add some, add some, add some. Say it. Try and draw in that energy. Okay, you are being guided right now to do so. The Queen of Swords, I open straight to it. I've learned that you have to state your opinion with a sense of certainty and importance. Okay. Everyone in the room is bound to respect you, even if they don't necessarily agree with you. The Queen advises, this card may represent an adult or someone who exudes a ferociously wise type of energy. When this person walks into a room, they immediately command it. And the best part is that they know it. Most people don't want to cross them because they don't tolerate any bullshit, and they could easily devastate a person with a single word. And we talked about that as well. Be mindful of what you're saying. That was something as far as we read as well, I think, and add some. So shrewdness and resourcefulness for yourself right now. I think you're the Queen of Swords, but don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. The Three of Swords, I'm sure it came out in a bit of almost a reversal. So if it was reversed, you've been wallowing stage for a long time. It's almost like you don't want to heal because you don't want to believe the thing is actually over. So without sounding too harsh, it's time to move on. So these changes in your life, it is time. regrowth, rebirth, change. So someone here needed, if you've chosen pile number 2, stay grounded, stay focused, and take practical action now for yourself. I'm just going to read 15 as well, toxic witches. It also came out in a reverse. This could indicate you're refusing to even acknowledge that there are negative or unhealthy forces present in your life. So here, denial is a blockage getting in the way of your healing, and it must be cleared up so you can start to do so. Okay, and we've got here something about healing. Where was it? Start healing, start healing. It's okay to cry. It's about healing. Oh, that was in pile number 1. So, changes in your life, your spiritual guidance, you are protected. Add some. Get your guidance and help. This message has come to you for a reason. And it's very important that you recognize it. I love the fact that there's this romance in the air. Let us ask a little bit more. Okay, Cosmic Insights. Please, can you tell us romance for February? Can you give us some insights into this chain of events that will affect you, please? Will affect us in February. Pile number 2. What is it? What is it? Wow. Wow. I said about romance. Caution. There's your heart. Okay. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. But here we also have honeymoon. And a honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. Are you attending someone's wedding in February? It is a romantic month. So possibly, right, this is a chain of events that's going to give you the strength to change. Being stuck in this situation, you know that it is time for it. And the moon is, this full moon is about releasing and trusting and getting grounded. So tonight is your time to make sure you ground yourself. But if you don't see this reading, just understand that you can do this under any moon, because the moon lunar energy is feminine energy, and you need to take this nurturing stance in yourself. You have the resourcefulness to do so. Okay, you can heal yourself very easily. I love this for you. So find out more. But you are probably going to find out that, yeah, you are in a honeymoon state. There's romance, there's something. And you can open up to this. And I think this is going to be a great catalyst for you to really change. Move on. Look, move on. Okay, it's time. And commitment. It is time. It's so beautiful for you. So, pile number 2, lovely for February. Romance for you too. See what you can do about, you are protected. This situation that you will find yourself in, you have a secret admirer. Perhaps they're going to go to the wedding with you. Perhaps you're going to meet them at the wedding and they know you already. Maybe that you know them. Anyway, you will see. Have a very beautiful full moon and a beautiful February. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.